what is Juneteenth or what is June 19th? Let me kind of break it down for you. It's a celebration, it's an African-American celebration and an American celebration. Let me be very clear on that. It's an American celebration of freedom that took place in Texas, Galveston, Texas, some 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. If you go back to our history in 1865, news took so long to get to the slaves and the slave masters, obviously in Galveston, Texas, the last of the slave-holding state. General Granger, who delivered the proclamation on June 19, 1865, clearly declaring that slavery now has been abolished and the 13th Amendment has been passed and slavery is no longer part of the American ideology or the American culture. It's important to understand what June 19 is. We know that now. It's the true 4th of July. It's the last day in Galveston, Texas, when General Granger delivered the orders number 3 that clearly articulated that slavery has now ended in the United States of America, the Emancipation Proclamation from 2 years earlier. And as a result, that's the last slave-holding state. But if you go back to 1776, as the country was founded, and this becomes an interesting foundation, obviously, for June 19th, because we talk about freedom. We are founded on a principle of freedom here in the United States. If you look at the Revolutionary War of 1776, the colonies where I'm from, Connecticut, are saying to England, we are not going to be your slaves. We want to be free. But yet, almost 90% of African Americans were still embodied in the institution of slavery. So though we celebrate the 4th of July and that great declaration of independence of countries all over the world, look at the United States. Our history is a contradiction of false promises. Our history is a contradiction of false promises. And Juneteenth allows us to correct that mistake. So as I concluded my speech, I'm very optimistic that some 30 states have now embraced the idea and the celebration and the true meaning of June 19th. I've often said in many of my speeches, hundreds of speeches throughout the country, it means much more than drinking, having a barbecue, and playing loud music. It's a celebration of Black culture. It's a celebration of American culture. It's a celebration of holding this country accountable. It's a celebration of holding to the foundations of this country: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, equal justice under the law, freedom, and last and by no means, citizenship. Juneteenth is a holiday we need to obviously respect, acknowledge. It gave rise to Black culture, Black food, Black music, Black politicians, Black businesses, Black sports. It's a holiday that really held America accountable to the values of this great democracy. And I hope we take our time off, some time off anyhow, to reflect on what we all can do to talk about June 19, talk about freedom, pass that knowledge on to kids, whether at the high school, college, or even our communities as we are doing here today. So I thank you for the opportunity.